Did you know that your team in Microsoft Teams is connected to a SharePoint site? To access that SharePoint site, you can either come up to the very top of the channel and click on the three dots for more options menu next to the name of the channel and click Open in SharePoint. Or you can go to the Files tab of the channel and click Open in SharePoint. When SharePoint launches, it will open inside the folder for the channel that you were in your Teams. So I was in the General channel, and therefore it opened in the General folder of the Documents library of the SharePoint site. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's go to the document library of the SharePoint site itself. I'm going to click on Documents. Here in the document library, you can see that I have a folder that matches and is connected to each of the channels I have created in my class team. Any files that I add inside this folder or create inside this folder will automatically be added inside the Files tab of that particular channel in my team. Let me show you. Let's create a Word document inside the Chapter 1 folder in the SharePoint site. We'll give the document a name and give that a moment to save. Let's just close that Word file. So here in the SharePoint site, inside that Chapter 1 folder, I can see that First Nations comparison chart document that I created. If I now launch my Microsoft team and I go to my Chapter 1 First Nations Peoples channel and click on the Files tab, I will see that Word document here inside the Files tab of my team. If you are organizing content in the SharePoint site, it's really important that when you're working in the document library, you actually put files or documents that you upload or create inside of folders that are connected to channels. If I were to create a new file or upload a file just loose inside the document library, it would not appear inside any of the Files tabs in any of the channels of my team. It's also important to note that if I'm here in the document library in the SharePoint site and I create a new folder, that folder will not automatically generate a new channel inside my team. Now, if I want that folder to be connected to a new channel, I have to go to Teams, click the three dots for more options next to the name of the team, add a channel, and I have to enter the exact same name that I gave to the folder. By giving the channel the exact same name as the folder that you created in SharePoint, SharePoint and Teams will connect the channel and the folder. So now if I go inside the Chapter 3 folder and I create, say, a new PowerPoint presentation, and I go back to my team and check inside the Files tab of that Chapter 3 channel, that PowerPoint presentation will be there. If I do not give the channel the exact same name as the folder in SharePoint, then the folder and the channel will not be connected. Here inside the document library of the Team SharePoint site, you can also adjust sharing permissions of files or subfolders inside the Team Channel folder. For instance, we have content added to the Chapter 2 channel. So let's go inside the Chapter 2 Channel folder. Let's go to the Notes folder. Let's say that I do not want my students to be able to edit the PowerPoint presentation, Section 1, European Imperialism. I can select this document, click on the 3 dots for more options, and click Details at the very bottom of the menu. Under Who Has Access, I can click on Manage Access to open the Permissions panel. Here I can see that I have access as the owner. Visitors can view only, but members of the team have edit privileges. I can change that by clicking on the drop-down and clicking Can View. We'll close those settings and close the Details pane. And now, if I go into the student view of Teams and I click on that Section 1 European Imperialism PowerPoint, even if I click the Edit button as a student, I won't actually be able to edit. I would be able to open it in the desktop app and create my own copy of the presentation, but now I can only view this particular presentation. If we go back to the SharePoint site, just as we adjusted the settings or the sharing permissions for that one particular document, if I back up, I can adjust the sharing permissions for an entire subfolder. So I could select that subfolder Notes, click on the 3 dots for more options, click on Details, Manage Access, and again change Social Studies 7 members from Can Edit by clicking on the drop-down to Can View. And then I can close those panels. Now, if the student tries to access one of the other documents in that particular folder, even if he or she clicks on Edit, the student will get a view-only version of the document.